Welcome to the KDFL Dynasty Football Podcast. It's me, Brett Steele, and joining me this week, Mr. Jonathan Detroit Haynes.
Yo, 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 what's up? It's awesome to be back. What a week. Woo!
The Zenful one is not here this week, and last week we said that this might be the last week of one of the duos and going back to the trios. That may not be true as well. So we'll see. We'll see.
That's
We
all
don't know
right.
what the future holds.
We don't
We
need
don't know
it.
what the future holds.
We got
But
this. I'm sorry. I'm just pumped up. It's been a great
are you?
week.
Has it?
We had a nice little
The beautiful
election.
Thursday morning.
Yes. I
It's
mean,
a
things are
beautiful
going
Thursday
great.
morning.
Lions are looking awesome. I won a fantasy week. I mean, that's rare in itself. We got a
Spoiler.
great matchup tonight with the Bengals and the Ravens. It's just a good week. You like
There you
it?
go. I'm so proud of you
Yeah.
for being able to do that right there.
Yes.
All right. Well, all right. As we talk about how exciting this week is, let's talk about how exciting KDFL Week 9 was. Take it away, Detroit.
And I am totally not ready. I forgot what game I had first.
Yes.
Yes.
What
Oh, I lost it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
a good compliment. Then the transition and boom.
Well, I mean, the people expect nothing else from me. All right.
They'd be
First
pissed if it
up,
didn't happen.
we had oh my gosh, my computer is so
So
slow.
great.
The St. Albans Sinners heading over to take on the Kanawha County Kings, who are 5-3. The Sinners trying to get back on track to try to get in that playoff push. Well, they got a decent game out of Kirk Cousins. They got a good game out of DeAndre Hopkins in his new uniform with the Chiefs. Uh, Looking at the Kings, they had just overall good performances from everybody. Lamar doing Lamar things, 27 points. Wasn't a very high scoring game, but the Kings pull it out 239 to 230. And Sinners, it looks like your playoff chances are toast.
Okay. Next, let's go to Dogtown, where the 7-1 Dobermans are hosting my 4-4 Mega Powers. Mr. JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba has the best game of his career with 39 points off of 2 touchdowns. Trayvon Walker with a defensive score for the Jaguars. He gives me 22. And it is, when you look on the Doberman side, the typical Doberman game where you have Burrow with 33, Kamar with 28, and Josh Allen with 24. But it's not enough because of the new 2 tight end duo that's taken the league by storm. Otten and McBride combined for 35 points. And the Mega Powers, for the second time this season, upset one of the better records in the league as they get the win, 293 high score to 220.
Yes. Next, we have the Cross Vegas Gamblers coming in with a 3-5 record, taking on my Elkview River Rats, who are 1-7. These two teams don't like each other. I think everybody knows that, or maybe it's just me that does. Well, anyways, the Gamblers, they come in riding the Bo Nix wave. He was projected to score 19. He only scored 17 this week. He had decent weeks out of Cortland Sutton and Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes. But he got a negative point from his starting receiver this week, Xavier Worthy. For the River Rats, from the River Rats, Jaden Daniels looking like the rookie of the year, 22 points. Chubba, that's what I call him, Chubba Hubbard, 21 points. Jahmyr Gibbs, 15. The River Rats are back on the win column again for the second time this year, people. 235 to 210.
Shout out, Mr. Zach Bond, legend of the podcast now, second
Oh,
in
yeah.
points on the River Rats with 27. All right, next, let's go to Wake Forest, where the Lumberjacks are welcoming the defending champion Midnight Riders. Patrick Mahomes leads all scores for the Midnight Riders with 28. Henley on the defensive side with 24. And then on the Lumberjack side, we have Devon Agent continuing now with Tua back, continuing to be the explosive player that we all thought he would be coming into the season. He scores 32. Zay Flowers also continuing his impressive rookie or sophomore season with 30 points of his own. Devontae Adams finally has a solid game this year and his first big-time game with the Jets last Thursday with 22 of his own. And Bijan Robinson getting all the touches down there in Atlanta, scores 22 himself. But the Lumberjacks, young core, could only do so much and could not get them over the hump in this one as the Midnight Riders win 236 to 204.
Next, the Roxalana Renegades head south to take on the Nocatee Zen Masters. The Renegades trying to stay up there in the top notch, or not top notch, the top of the league in the playoff. Yeah, I don't know. I can't talk. Anyways, the Renegades, they really came into this game. They probably could have just played their third string. This was an ugly, ugly game. Renegades got huge games out of Garrett Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Kirby Joseph. I mean, with those three guys alone, they pretty much outscored the Zen Masters, who were abyssal. I mean, I can't even talk tonight.
Bizzle.
Man, the Zen
A
Masters. I
Bizzle.
mean, they are like, you know how we have the Vildoza line? It's like
Yes.
here, everybody else is always up here. The Zen Masters are like, they're like shrimp. They're on the bottom of the ocean. It was so bad. They scored a whopping 161 points. The Renegades take it 232 to 161.
All
Sorry,
right.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling.
And now we have our week 9 game of the week. It's the 7-1 Evil Empire. Um, Having the 4-4 Wampus Cats come into town. Derrick Henry continues his impressive season with the Ravens with 26 points. Saquon Barkley, we'll talk about the play that everybody's talking about. He scores 33 to lead the Evil Empire. Justin Herbert quietly having a great season without many weapons. He has 21 points. Jalen Hurts, another strong performance from him with 32 for the Evil Empire. Amon-Ra St. Brown continuing to be impressive as well with 19. And Tavia on the defensive side with 24. And this one is also a nearly 100-point stomping as the Evil Empire win 289 to 190. And that is it for your week 9 results. Doom,
Yes.
doom, doom.
Hey, I just want to touch on our league here real quick. That
I mean, we're gonna touch on it now. We're gonna touch on it before we do the games, like we talked about 4 minutes ago when I said I wanted to touch on our league, and I'm gonna do it before we do the games.
okay.
What do you think?
That's fine. That's fine.
I was just
No, no.
everything.
No. Let's go. Let's do what we usually do. Let's talk NFL. Let's go NFL here.
Let's
All
talk about
right.
the Lions. Nice win.
Okay, now Lions are looking great. They've been doing this all year. I have heard some rumblings that, hey, this offense has been under 300 yards in two straight games. Okay, last week was,
I couldn't care less about that.
yeah. And the week before, they had four drives that started inside the opponent's 30-yard line. So, I
Right.
mean, you don't have to drive down the field.
The game dictates the yards more than the
Right,
offense dictates the yards. Come on now.
exactly. So, this was going to be a battle. It was a battle for first place. If Green Bay would have won, they would have been sitting up top of the NFC North. As it is now, the Lions pretty much have a two-game lead on everybody.
Yep.
Even though I think the Vikings are just one game back, but they beat them head to head. This team just keeps rolling, and they just beat you in different ways. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. Special teams has been outstanding. Defense gets turnovers, even though they're not really getting the pass rush. But they did make a deal this week, so to help that
Yeah.
out. I mean, it's weird for me, man. It is weird to see this team like this. I mean, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know when's the last time. I know they've been good, but what was the record last year?
Uh, I don't remember. I think it was
It
like
had to be like
12
13
and 5. I was thinking
4 or
12 and
something, 12
5
and
or
5,
13,
something like
something
that.
like that. Yeah.
Um, because that might have been um one of the best records. I don't remember Stafford and 12 and 5.
No.
Stafford and Calvin Johnson never did anything like that, right? And those were the
No,
best line teams that I remember.
they've made the playoffs I think three times, but they never won the division. It was always as a wild
Okay.
card.
Okay. Do
So,
you think this is gonna be fun? I mean, the Lions, what's the remaining schedule here? Let's
oh,
do something here.
we got some tough games in there.
Okay, you have some tough games. Do you think you'll do better than the 12 and 5?
Is that what we were last year? I
Yeah.
didn't check.
Let's see what we
Okay.
got. We got Texans this week on the road. That could be tough, but I don't. I mean, if
Yeah.
Nico just got his projection dropped down to 0 after he didn't practice today after coming off the IR. If he doesn't play, forget about this.
That was
I think.
yesterday. That was yesterday. I haven't seen
Oh
today's
yes, duh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
season.
don't know yet. It's still early.
Yeah.
Bro, look at the sun
So,
in my face.
yeah.
Okay. Then they got the Jags. The Jags are a mess at the current moment. Colts also a mess. Are you sure you have hard games? Because then you have the Bears. Then you have the Packers. That's a tough game, a division game, but it's at
The
home, so we'll
Bills.
see. The Bills. Now we got something difficult there, but that's at home. Bears on the road. That is closer to. I
Yeah.
don't want to call it a toss up, but I bet you're going to be
But
like
but if you
three
look
and
at
a
the
half
next
point favorites.
the game the week after that one could be
There's
like
only two
looking
games left,
ahead.
Herb. The
I know, but
Niners
look, but hold on. I'm
and the
saying
Vikings.
they want to get that rematch with the Niners from the NFC Championship. They might be looking ahead. I think the Niners
Oh,
are
okay.
going to,
You're talking about the Bears game still. Okay, I
right.
got you. I
I
got you.
think I think the Niners are going to start to play like the Niners do.
So you can get three
So,
more losses here and be
yeah,
better than. So
that's
say
true.
you lose to the Niners, say you lose to the Bills, just the three toughest games: Niners, Bills, and what? Uh, Packers
I
at home. That's probably it.
maybe the Packers or the I hate to say this,
I
but
think it's
maybe
13-4
yeah, I
at
think so
worst.
too.
I mean at worst. I don't mean at best. I just mean
I mean,
I'd be hard pressed.
they could lay an egg this Sunday night. Who
I
knows?
mean, it is the NFL. Like you can always
Yeah,
just whatever. Oh, they're Sunday night Texans. Okay, I got you.
yeah,
I see that now. Okay. Brian
yeah,
Branch toss was ridiculous.
yeah. It was not good. It's so weird to see the NFL like call that in
He did
too.
try to turn, I thought, at the last second, but
Well, it's always one of those things too.
he
Like,
does launch.
yeah, he does launch. He loves to make a hit,
He does.
but you gotta be careful now because now he's gonna get a reputation, and they're gonna be looking for that kind of stuff.
I think they look for the mouthpiece. Not gonna lie,
Yeah, yeah,
plays a
that's true.
role.
It's just weird. Did you see where Dan Campbell said, we play in these like high profile games now, like the 4 o'clock games. So there's
Yeah,
more eyes on it,
yeah,
which is kind of true. Because like the
yeah.
1 o'clock games, I can't remember which game it was. It was like the same exact hit, but the New York didn't call in and kick that guy out. I can't remember what game it was.
Was he maybe talking about the Olave hit?
I think so, yes.
Probably that's another brutal one. Let's see. Falcons, real quick. Impressive win over the Cowboys. I really did not think we were going to win this game. Um, so starting to get confidence a little bit. Um, a healthy lead on the division. We're actually similar to the Lions in the division, like 2 games up on everybody, and we've swept the Bucks already. So, um, I don't know. Gotta get a pass rusher. It's going to be a home playoff game. If we stay this level, gonna get a home playoff game. It's going to be pass rush is going to let us down. That's how it ends. But that's still a successful season, I think, for what we've been
Yeah.
going through. 3 straight years of 7-10.
You guys are looking good.
Yeah,
Did
I
you,
mean,
I mean, did you imagine this being like, I mean,
yeah,
6-3 is 6-3. Okay.
yeah,
So you saw this. All
I
right.
did. Well, I didn't know. I was 50-50 if Drake London or Kyle Pitts would take the next, or Bijan, like those three rookie investments. I hate not having a pass rush. It's the most annoying thing. We did get to Dak 3 times. So that is, I mean, I hate to think that they hung their hat on not going heavy at the trade deadline because of that game.
Right.
Let's transition right to them. Cowboys are,
They're
I don't know, man.
garbage.
Dak saying we suck on the sideline. The camera catches him.
Yeah.
So and CD Lamb it can remind me of how we talked about K Dotton 2 weeks ago. They were just throwing him balls and he was just getting even his touchdown. The guy
Yeah.
after hits him in the shoulder that's already jacked up and he just like falls. He's just like, dude, I can't do this.
Yeah,
Stop.
they're kind of screwed with their salary cap. I mean, I know it's the NFL and you can always adjust and we all say it's not real, but these contracts that
There
they
is
got
a
out there.
point to where it does get
Right.
real. I mean, there's a lot of manipulation that can be done, but there is a point to where it does get real.
That's why I liked
Um,
what Brad Holmes of the Lions did. He went ahead and signed all those guys real quick, set the market, and
yeah,
then everybody comes behind them now.
yeah.
So it's a
That's
smart thing
why
to
I
do.
mean it's the line or the Cowboys. It's weird. You wait on Dak, you wait on CD, you wait a
Yeah.
little bit. Now they're waiting on Parsons. It's like the price doesn't go down. A cap room goes up, but there's a price. I mean it's just I always look at quarterback contracts exactly like the housing market. Like it looks expensive at the time. Time does its thing.
Right.
I remember freaking out about Matt Ryan having $100 million contract, and it was like it's nothing now. Like it
Yep.
wasn't even 100 million guaranteed. I don't believe. I think it was just 100 million worth, and it was like the first, and it was a huge thing.
Yep.
But
All right.
um,
Here's one thing I wanted to talk about. The NFC West. That division is just bonkers to me right now.
mm,
Mm. Do you see Arizona really? I mean, I know
no,
they're in first right now. I don't either.
the
I think it
Rams are
comes
what
down
I'd
to,
be worried about.
I was gonna say, I think it comes down to the Niners and the Rams. I think the Niners are starting to get healthy. I think they're gonna be
CMC's
fine.
back.
Yeah.
CMC
Uh,
practiced yesterday, with no pain. They said
nice.
so. He was
But
back. I don't know where the
oh,
workload will be, but
I was just looking at their schedule. They got a game with the Rams left, but that's at home. They're at Green Bay, at Buffalo. Ooh,
all
nice.
right. You got the Niners. Let me look at the Rams. Are you looking at Niners or Rams?
I'm looking at the Niners.
Oh, you said they're playing the Rams. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's those games?
All right, you got for the Rams, you got the at Bucks, home against Seattle, at Green Bay, at Buffalo, Bears at home, Rams at home, at Dolphins, Lions at home, and at Arizona.
It doesn't sound like the easiest. Of course, they're going to have a first
Oh,
place schedule.
yeah.
So the Rams, we have Dolphins, which that's a whole different Dolphins team now from when it was early in the season, but they have still been losing. The Patriots, that should be a win. Eagles at home, that's tough. Saints, I don't know what the Saints will freaking look like by December 1st. Bills at home, the Niners game. Jets in New York. Cardinals at home. Seahawks at home. I don't know. I think that's pretty tough as well.
Yeah, I do too. I still lean towards the Niners,
I do too. Yep.
but
But the Rams could, I mean, if anything, I think there's
yeah,
wild card spots for these teams.
no later. Cat, the cat's
Uh,
trying to make an appearance
I,
again.
I have, yeah, strong feeling that both teams will get in one way or another.
Yeah, I can see it.
Um, what else we got? Do we have anything else NFL wise? Oh, I'm gonna be a hater here.
Okay, go ahead.
Saquon
It's
play was
usually,
cool.
yeah.
It was cool. He got 2 extra yards.
You're saying, is it worth it to do that? Is that what you're
You
trying
know
to
me.
say?
I know. You know me. I want the running backs to slide.
Yeah.
Tyler
That's what
Lockett.
that's what Barry Sanders would do. He would just run out of
Yeah, I
bounds,
want you
avoid the
just to go
hits.
down. Yes,
Yeah.
that's why he had such a long career.
He left at 31.
He's healthy now. He's a healthy
That's
guy.
true. That's true.
But
That is
it is
true.
ironic that he spent all the time protecting himself and then peace out.
Oh man.
Okay. All right. Anything else NFL wise? I mean, nothing really
No, not really.
stood out. The
I
Saints
can't.
fired Dennis Allen. That's whatever is overdue. Um, I'm worried that the Saints are going to like do a professional reset now. So I do got like you would think a year or two to enjoy some downtime.
Yeah.
But if they get it right on the rebuild, they were stuck in the midway forever, and that's the best.
I only see
But
like a couple games that really stick out to me for this week. That's the Steelers at Washington. That should be pretty interesting.
yeah,
And that's about it. Well, since I mean tonight, Cincinnati and Baltimore, that should be interesting.
yes, the new Baltimore alternate jerseys
Yeah, and then
with
Burrow
the
can.
forward-facing bird, a rarity. There is no other forward-facing bird, just so you'll know. It's always
Oh,
side views.
nice. Listen to
Yes,
that.
bird
Listen to that
bird teams
tidbit.
awkward. Bird teams awkwardly pay attention to the other bird teams. It's very weird. I think it's the only group that does that.
Very
Cats,
weird.
kind of, I guess. Maybe I don't know if y'all do that or not, but all right, we can go right into KDFL. What do you
Oh, all
think?
right. I
Oh,
mean,
okay, yes, we can. Let's throw up the results on the big board real quick. Okay, Detroit still finding his groove with his KDFL picks. He goes 3-3. Matt goes 4-2, and your boy here goes 6-0. And if you look at the NFL picks, 2-0 there from Detroit, 1-1 for Matt, 2-0 for me. So that is a Mr. Perfect week.
nice.
Which if you look at the KDFL standings, I have a 2-game lead on Matt, a 10-game lead on Detroit. But if you look at the NFL picks, Detroit has a 2-game lead on Matt and a 5-game lead on yours truly.
Well, let's talk about those NFL picks. I'm 12-6. That's like a
Yes, pretty
67.
ridiculous.
That's like a 67% winning percentage.
That is
And
exactly
like,
that.
if you're an actual gambler, which I don't condone, we all know that, you would be making a fortune off my picks.
I,
So,
I, I told you all today, my goal is for us to go over 500 in our picks so that the naysayers, one particular naysayer located in Kanawha County with
oh,
the Kings, can eat his words. Right now, we are 29-25. So
nice.
let's see here. Okay, we're going to do a whole lot of screen sharing here, I think. Let's see here. Let's see if Obrecht can do this because we have some stuff we want to go over. I shared the wrong thing. Very nice. Let's get this rolling. Let's. Okay. Let me share the old screen here. Share. Let me know when you can see
I can see it.
are the standings. You see the standings.
Yeah.
Man, it's another rain cloud similar to last week. A rain cloud comes in and it gets very dark in here. Raining on a Thursday morning is insane. Hold on. All right. All right. Sorry about that. I can't. The predictability of these storms, absolutely insane. Okay. Um, Here's what I want to talk about. Right now, you look at these standings. You have the Crumb Bum division. It's funny to me that the standings are almost exactly playing out with how they were named. Okay. You have the division standings or the Mike and the Crumb Bums, pretty strong division. This is almost the okay, 6-3, 5-4, 5-4. This division has also been extremely injured, like we've talked about. The division everybody wants to be in is the only division with two teams at 3-6, which kind of makes it seem like the division everybody would want to be in if you were a good playoff team. And then the mid division has the most 4 and 5 teams with two of those, and seven and
That's
two and 2-7.
that's
So they
hilarious.
actually did kind of play out. Now we got 5 weeks left. Okay,
That's
I am thinking it's so fast. Like it's crazy how fast everything has gone. Um, I think you got to get to 8. I think it's got to be the target. You got to get to 8 wins
it's funny that
first.
you decided to talk about this because this is what I wanted to talk about earlier in
Oh,
the
was
show.
it really?
Yeah, I
We
wanted
did
to
not.
talk.
We did not play in this.
No, like
Oh, that's funny.
wanted to talk about those that are in the playoffs and those that are almost there. So yeah, I think you're
Okay,
right. I think 8 wins would be about right.
I think 8 wins. It didn't last year, but I think this year 8 wins guarantees you in almost.
Yeah, and you can cross out.
You can get in with 7.
Yeah, I think you can go ahead and cross out, the River Rats, the Zen Masters, the Sinners, the Gamblers.
I don't know if you can
I,
cross out the center. You think you can cross out the centers?
I do. Well, they do. Yeah, I really do.
I think you do because okay, yeah, because they got if they play Evil Empire and lose, and they play the Mega Powers this week, so we'll see. But
Yeah.
they play the Evil Empire and lose. They play that's 7 losses right there. Renegades is a tough matchup now. I was looking at the 5-4 teams and the 4-5 teams. Um, as far as like playoff chances, and I know it's like literally they have the highest chance, but I don't really factor that in the actual number. The Renegades to me are in the best spot right now. One,
Eh,
they took their lumps early.
yeah.
Look, they get the gamblers and the sinners again. Look at my team on next week 11, when they get to play me. You're getting to play me with the Cardinals and the Bucks on a bye week. That's 4 offensive starters that I've been rolling with, not playing in that
Ooh.
game. Like big starters, both my running backs. Hello. And my tight end. And what's the other? Let's see, Connor, White, K. Dotton, and McBride. Both my tight ends and both my running backs, dude, are gone. Yeah. So the Renegades have 3, favorable matchups. Anything can happen. We have all the defensive players, people can go nuts. Anything can absolutely happen, but it is a favorable spot. Um, I did finally see how you just did the schedules, and it made me laugh. I was like, this guy did division at the beginning, the reverse of that at the end, and then you just play the two other divisions right in a row. I
That's
finally
right.
like figured out the complex Pythagorean theorem that is the Detroit scheduling making. I never even paid close enough attention. I was like, wait a minute, I'm going right through this division right now. Um, so very nice.
I mean, it
Um,
takes me a long time to figure that out.
I can imagine. What do you have? What do you want to go over?
No, I was just gonna I basically was gonna say I think the Senators are done, and they weren't they in the championship game last year?
They were.
Yeah, so that's a big fall. The Lumberjacks, they're right there, 4-5, and so are the
Lumberjacks
Wampus.
cannot afford very many mess ups, and of course they are going to play the Dobermans again.
Well,
They are going
that's
to play the Wampus Cats, and they have the Midnight Riders this week, right?
well, that's yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Out of the teams that aren't or that are technically out of it right
Lumber
now,
Wampus Cats have the Midnight Riders.
right? The Wampus Cats and the Lumberjacks are the 7 and 8 seed right now, and they're just
Yes.
one game back. Which one of those do you think has the best shot?
Let me go.
I'm,
I
pu-
have to go Wampus Cats
yeah, I'll say I'm kind of putting you on the
because the
spot.
QB position. I mean, he is. I mean, he's rolling Bryce Young, Joe Flacco, and Jameis Winston out there, which is. I mean, it's better than what we started with in
Yeah,
Wake Forest. And those guys have the potential to have big weeks.
yeah.
But I mean, you have Herbert and you have Murray. I mean, Amon Ra. I mean, it's a very strong team in Hurricane. So
Yes, it
I would
is.
lean that way. I would
All
lean
right.
that way. And the Crumbone division, I have no clue what's going to happen. Just going to beat each other up. All of us have, I think I went over last week or 2 weeks ago. All three teams of the contender teams have had three or have had one or two at least season-ending, devastating injuries to the squad. So I don't know. See, it feels very fair at the moment, but it sucks,
Okay.
but very fair.
So since we went over the teams that could leapfrog into that, and you think the Wampus Cats, are you saying that your team would be the one that you think could see falling out? Because
Huh.
I think we both agree the Renegades have a great favorable schedule. So that means it would come down to either you or the Midnight Riders, basically, that would fall out.
I'm doing the math right now. 3, 2. Okay, if we're putting the Wampus, but the Wampus Cats are a game back. I wasn't going that far with the Wampus Cats. I was doing
Well,
Wampus
no,
Cats and Lumberjacks.
I'm just saying if the Wampus Cats were able to leapfrog into the playoffs, which team would have
Oh,
to
we put
fall
the Wampus
out?
Cats in.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know that you could put the Kings guaranteed in just because they're at 6-3 right now. They have to go
Huh?
through all of us again.
Ooh,
Um,
shots fired at the Kings. I
well, I mean, we
like it.
all play each other again. Those are humongous games, and they have the Durbans this week. So what happens if the Mega Powers beat the Sinners and the Kings? Okay,
Okay.
look,
All right.
yeah, the Mega Powers play the Sinners, which again, it's more of a toss up than you'd think, especially if I have no Nico going around. We're throwing Cooper Rush out there. More on that in a little while. Um, okay, so the Kings against the Durbans, that's a tough matchup. And then the Midnight Riders have the Wampus Cats. So that's humongous
Okay.
matchup there. But the Wampus Cats are heavily favored at the moment. Heavily favored 25 points. We don't know.
All right.
Now, the interesting thing, and we'll talk about this at the end, and we'll just go right to the games. After this week, next week is trade deadline. The trade deadline
Ooh.
episode of this podcast. We will wait to record till 7 probably so that we can go over any trades, or we could start. I tell you what we could do. We could start at like 6. Well, it's obviously Thursday morning, but we may do it special Wednesday night for the trade deadline.
I
Okay, so
like it.
forgive us. We might go a little early,
Do you think it'll
but
get, do you think you'll see some
I,
trades?
I don't know. But we could start it at 6:30 and then flow right into the trade deadline hammer coming down and announce them as we go.
All
If
right.
anything
Sounds good.
happens, I don't know because here's the issue, and we've talked about this before. The teams that are struggling are the teams that do not have firsts. But I guess that could mean that you would have assets to go get your first back if you're selling off. Not you, but certain teams may.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it more like the Wampus Cats. If they win this week, if they lose, I don't know. Like you got to play that game. Do you want to keep going or do you want to stack those? I mean, it's only one of your first, so you might as well keep going. But do you want to keep those first or do you want to try to trade off if you lose and you're 4-6? Do
I've
you
thought
want
of,
to push?
I have had talks about one player of mine on my team. That would be Chuba.
I would
I've had,
think. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I've had people reach out about it. So,
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, he's had a great season. Jonathan Brooks is getting ready to come back. I don't know
yeah.
what the playing situation could be though. I will tell you that in redraft, I know we don't really talk about other leagues here, but in redraft, I did trade um, Jonathan Brooks and Tyrone Tracy. It hurt me deeply. Hurt me deeply. I love everybody knows nobody loves Tyrone Tracy more than me for Drake London though. So that was interesting. So running back help for Rosie.
All
So
right. I think we've
interesting.
gotten a little sidetracked here.
I just mentioned one trade with the player that we're talking about. My
No,
goodness.
I'm the one that started it. So there you
No,
go.
we're talking about I like this conversation because this is why the divisional games are so much fun at the end because
Yeah.
you're going to beat up on each other. I mean, especially in the mid and the crumb bum division is going to be a lot of fun to see play out. I do like where the Renegades are at. Evil Empire, obviously, I mean they're almost locked in now. One more win and
Yeah.
they're lock a ticket in. So, um, yeah, are you ready to go over
Yeah, let's do it.
some week 10 scores? Let's go right here and we boom because I am a professional. I preloaded the right game before we
What?
started here. It's already on the game we're talking about.
Yeah,
So,
you want me to just go ahead and start then?
you can
Uh,
go ahead and start. Okay. Let's
That's what I
do
was
our
gonna say.
thing
Do you want to
first
do
and then
me?
you do your picks. No, do your thing.
All right. So this week, the Renegades are heading over to Elkview. The guy I would like to talk about from the Renegades. Well, I was gonna pick your boy, but he is questionable. I don't know what that's all about. Kyle
He's fine. He's gonna
Pitts.
play.
How about Jonathan Taylor going against the Buffalo Bills? He's only averaging 17 points a game this year. I just say only, which is 26th, but he's projected to score 19. Do you see that happening? Because I don't think the Colts have anything besides him.
It depends on really. It depends on Flacco, honestly. Score. I'll
Ooh.
take over on Jonathan Taylor scoring this because he okay. This is what my brain does. He's always in double digits. He just had a bad game. 8.9 is the worst game of the season where he started. So give me the over on the next one. I'm a big bounce back guy. Yes,
All right. So for my team, the guy I want to pick out is because
we
T.
gotta
Higgins,
talk about. Gotta
T.
talk about.
Higgins,
Oh, it's gonna be him. It is gonna be him.
yes, T. Higgins is out. Okay. Which is no
Yeah,
surprise, right? Let's
no
talk about
surprise.
Jermaine Burton. Man was a healthy scratch last week. And I think I saw, was there a video or no, a picture of him in a
Snap like a snap.
casino?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Picture.
chilling at the casino. Guy's missed some, I guess, team meetings and all that stuff. Guy's been kind of a head case so far. So for some reason, they haven't projected to score 7 points this week. Do you see that happening?
Give me the over on Jermaine Burton getting these points. I might bet his prop because I would love it. I mean, you see Burrow telling him now he can't sit down.
Yeah.
I don't know how like verified that was. He did seem pretty pissed off, so it probably was legitimate. But some people saying that he said like you haven't done anything to sit down. This guy's just having a time. It started out as a bit to me, a joke in our stuff. I guess the Zenful one had actually researched it more and saw all those issues. I didn't know before the draft.
I
I
didn't
was ready
either.
to pick him. Remember, wasn't he the pick I got mad?
Yeah.
They got sniped? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was him. So obviously I did not know about those issues, but I'm going over, man. Let's have a good Jermaine. But has he done anything near any of this yet?
No, he hasn't. He's had
He
like
has
one.
one 5 point say he has two 5 point games.
Yeah,
He
they're
can
both
do it,
like
man.
long catches. That's it.
They are both long catches, one for 47 and one for 41.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Jermaine Burton. I'm
All
going to
right.
go over on this.
All right. Good. Well, as for the prediction of this game, I am in really bad shape this week. No Jordan Love. I got Tajay Spears in the lineup as my offensive player.
So proud of you for nailing Tajay right there.
Yeah, thank you. He's questionable. Uh, I don't see where I'm getting points. I may not cross the Fildoza line this week. I might even be under what the Zen Masters had last week, which is like 160 some points. So I'm definitely taking the Renegades.
All right, let's look at the notes. The Zenful One's notes. He says, I don't know why, but I have a feeling. Let me read it here. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that Detroit has taken multiple shots at me unwarranted during this podcast. So therefore, screw him. I'm going to pick the Renegades to blow out the River Rats. It's not even going to be close. So the Zenful One goes with the Renegades. I am going to have to echo that. This is part of the schedule that we talked about with the Renegades. It's the two
It's
division
just,
games.
this is
So,
ridiculous. Why would I
so
take shots? I'm not even just. I
I,
guess I
I
was
mean, you've done
discussing
it
this team.
multiple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, what's
He's
amazing is
right.
he had the forethought to know what's
Yeah,
going to
that's
happen.
true.
It's what happens when you
Yeah.
locate the inner
Yeah,
Zen.
I like it.
Tremendous. Tremendous. Okay. Next, let's go. Let's go. Yes, perfect transition. Let's go. There's 8-1. South Hills Evil Empire. Somehow a quiet 8-1. Like, I don't know. They just keep rolling.
Ugh.
Evil Empire traveling to Nakati to take on the 2-7 Zen Masters.
I get tired of this franchise. I'm just so tired of it. He's a great guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm just tired of his success. Almost messed that word up.
Here we go.
Um, as for his team, let's go with Jamar Chase going against Baltimore tonight. He is the number one receiver in the league.
Oh,
He's
so well.
averaging 19 points a game, and they're saying he's going to get 22 tonight. Do you think that's going to happen?
He's only hit that mark twice this
I'm going
season.
under. I'm going under, by the way. I don't think I gave you my predictions on the last ones, but I'm going under.
Um, I'm going over again. I'm three straight over, so I gotta pay attention to that. But Baltimore is a pass funnel, and they have no T. Higgins. I mean, we could do Gasicki maybe, but you can throw all day on Baltimore now, and it's prime time. And I always believe in the stars. It's the same Kittle philosophy. I believe in the stars when it's prime time. So give me the over on Mr. Chase.
All right. And for the Zen Masters, I'm going to pick a guy who I think is very mid and should be in a mid division, but he's not. And that is quarterback Trevor Lawrence. He's
Okay.
projected at 16 points. Or no, yeah, he's projected 16. He averages 17. Will he do over 16 points against Minnesota this week? I'm going to say no.
The question here is if he's going to play.
Oh,
That's not the
well.
only question, but he is banged up. He's going to try to play, but I have on good authority, and I will be in the stands with the Trevor tank top for this game.
Wow.
So I'm going to go with over again because Minnesota gives up a lot on the quick pass. Obviously, this is if he plays, but Minnesota does a lot or doesn't do well against the quick pass, and Jaguars white helmets debut for this game.
Nice. Nice,
So
nice.
the
I did not know
locks,
you.
the flowing locks, and the white helmet. Oh, it's actually a little bit of a semi KDFL. I mean, 3 KDFL members will be at this game. The Zenful One, myself, and the Buston will be at this game.
Buston's going to be there?
The Buston will be there.
I did not know that.
That's
I
the
thought you were
only
going
reason I'm going up to possibly watch CJ Beathard.
to, what a game to go to. I thought
Yes.
maybe Keith was going down there. That's
There
why you
was
were
talks
saying that.
about that, but yeah.
All right. Well, as for my picks for this game, obviously I got to go with the Evil Empire. They're just dominating as usual. So
All
I
right,
think
I'm
it's going to be
reading.
ugly.
Let me read his note. Let me read the Zenful One's notes here. He says, "Let this be an example as the corruption in the KDFL, as the evil empire sets at 8-1. I will be a martyr for this beatdown I'm about to receive, but let it serve as a critical example to why tyranny must always be faced with courage." Very deep words.
Wow.
Zenful One
Very.
is just, some would say,
Uh,
in his bag on these
uh,
notes. So let me get the evil empire to win, but I do agree. Like, you have to start to look at it. I mean, tyranny cannot go unopposed. All right,
yeah.
next, let's go. Moment
Wonderful. I
Midnight
love it.
Riders 5-4, hosting the 4-5 Wampus Cats. Wampus
Wampus
cats.
cats.
Anyway.
All right, so I'm gonna be a little bit of a homer here. I got to go with Amon Ross, St. Brown. Sunday Night Football against the Texans. He's the seventh ranked fantasy wide receiver, averaging 18 a game. This says 16 points projection. I'm gonna go under on this one. Just
Um, you know
just
what?
because the
Not
Lions have a lot of
there's
firepower.
that, and I'm worried that Nico is not going to play, and that makes me worry that the Lions might not have to push. Um, so unless he just gets like a one up, which he does, he scored a touchdown in his last 6 games. He's been over this mark 5 times in 9 games. So 5 times in 4 games. I'm sorry, the bye week threw me off, but I'm gonna go under because I don't think that the Lions might not have to push.
He finally went under.
Not that that may or may not play the role, even though it shouldn't.
All right, next up, I have to go with Baker Mayfield. I did not realize this. He is the second rated or second, yeah, he's second in quarterback for fantasy right now, averaging 24 points a game. However, they think he's going to be 5 points under that and only projecting him with 19 this week against the Niners. Do you see him going over or under?
I actually have him going. I have him going over this mark, um, because, and I'll lay it out when we do our picks as well. I just they don't have a ton around, and Baker's just been making stuff work. Now this is a legitimate. I mean, he just did it to the Chiefs on the road, so I think he'll do it to the Niners. Like, the Niners don't have some elite pass defense, right?
Nah, I don't know.
I mean, it's
I've been gone back and forth on this. I want to say under, but I feel like they're going to be behind and he's going to have to throw a ton. So I'm going to say over.
the Niners rank 11th against quarterbacks in fantasy, so
So
not
you,
not terrible, but not great. I just seem to remember
right.
them being able to get thrown on early on. All right.
All right. As for this game, it's surprisingly a 25-point projected favorite for the Wampus Cats.
What was that?
Um, look at these matchups. I'm going to go. This is tough. I'm actually going to be a believer this week. I'm going with the Midnight Riders,
All right, let's look at what the Zinfleman
which is
says.
which is why
All
I'm
right,
really terrible at this.
the Zinfleman right here is saying, has there been a more disappointing defending champion in our recent memory than the Midnight Riders? Struggling out of the gate and near 500, they are on the brink of being an embarrassment to the previous champions before them. Maybe this week they can turn it around, but I doubt it because the Wampus Cats are in Nocatee, living it up. They will have the Zinful vibes that may be able to take them the rest of the way. So he does go Wampus Cats, another blistering review of another team. It's
Wow.
quite insane right now. Look at this. I don't know why, but I am going to go with the Midnight Riders to get the win. Um, I'm kind of rooting against them. I want more balance. The 5 and 5s would be better, but give me the Midnight Riders. I like a lot of the matchups. I like Baker, San Francisco, like I just said. Kyron with Miami. Debo on the other side, you can pass all day long on the Bucks. Give me the Midnight Riders. I was on the verge of going over the teams. Just caught myself last second. Credit to me. Next,
I can't
let's
wait till you pull
go.
this one up. I cannot wait till you pull
Sinners
this one up.
and
Yes.
Mega Powers.
Look at the centers. Please look at their roster. Please, I
What's
beg you.
wrong with their roster?
I mean, what I'm looking at right now, do you not
What?
see their wide receivers?
What's wrong with it? He might come back.
I mean, he didn't play last week, right?
No, but he was in the Sinners lineup last week. I mean,
I
there's a lot of
know.
faith there. There's a lot of
I
faith there.
know.
Um, I mean, it's Thursday morning again. He's really pushing it up against the clock. We'll see.
It's a torn
But
ACL.
it doesn't. Sometimes you just need the other guys to see the guy, the captain
Okay.
out there. All right.
I
All
thought
right.
I thought you were trying to talk me into like he's actually gonna play.
Sometimes the locker room just needs to see the guy.
Okay, I see it. I see it. All right. So my guy this week, do you see Stephon Diggs scoring? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was just like,
I'm sorry. I don't know why I find this so funny. All right. Since you're going to be there, how about Sam Darnold against the Jags? He's
good
projected to
Lord.
score 20 points. He's averaging 19 on the season. I'm going to go over. I think he's going to throw a couple touchdowns to Justin Jefferson.
Um, I'm gonna go under. It's the Jags. Trevor might not play, so they might be going against CJ. Or I keep overlooking Mac Jones. We talked about all day. I keep saying CJ Beathard because that's who they signed on Wednesday. So it could be seeing Mac Jones. I don't know how much that's going to push the offense. Let me go under on Mr. Darnold, although he has hit this mark 5 times already in 8 weeks. So let me go under though.
All
White
right.
helmets.
All right, for the next one, I wanted to go on the guy that you outbidded me for, but I don't know, that's just boring. So how about Rashad White? Did I say his name right?
You did. I was hoping
Woo!
for a Richad. All
Chad.
right, Rashad White. I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
gonna go under. I'm gonna go over
You're gonna
because
go over?
if
He's
I
only
got Baker going over, I gotta have this. This is who he dumps off to. So,
all right.
um, real quick thing, Bucky Irving, way more explosive, but something I noticed in that game, two dropped balls in the end. They didn't matter because it was touchbacks, but two kickoffs, he drops the ball. So I do
Hmm.
think Rashad White might be a little bit better of a receiving option than he's getting credit for. I do think Bucky Irving is obviously the better running back,
Yeah,
like between
he
the
looks
tackles. He's
he
very
definitely
explosive.
yeah, he definitely looks explosive, but I guess
Yeah,
he just
but
hasn't really been able to do too much.
yeah. So give me the over on this. What is he? What's he projected? 11. Give me the over.
Yeah, it's projected 11 points.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go under. I'm going under.
All right.
All right. Anyways,
Hater.
right now it says this is like 11-point game. Of course, that's because Diggs is still in the lineup. So I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty even. Looking at these matchups, buddy, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Sinners on this one.
All right.
I have to do it.
All right. The simple one. It's poured up. Good Lord. Okay. Let's see what it says this time. These have been quite alarming so
Oh,
far.
these have been
Let's see.
great. Thank you,
Let's see.
Zen
Oh
Masters.
God, I appreciate him taking the time to do this.
Yes.
Sinners, I cannot in good faith, oh God, he's doing it again. I cannot in good faith respect a team and organization that would will Stephon Diggs out onto the field on Thursday night, knowing he only has one working leg. This must have been the trick to my Halloween trick or treat. I could not believe my eyes. Mega powers big. Sinners fall to 3-7 and are possibly considered for relegation. Jeez,
Oh, wow.
due to them slapping the rest of the league in the face and starting a player that did not have two legs.
Okay, now if he does this 2 weeks in a row, I mean, there's got to be some
I
talk.
prefer he would do it 2 weeks in a row. That's fine with me.
I understand that, but I mean, there's
It's a
got to be
Thursday
talk here.
game.
I'm gonna have to take this to the commish. This is number
It's a
two.
Thursday. Wait. Let's just say. A big question for me, Nico Collins. Like we said, he's now projected 0. I would have to decide if I wanted to start Nico in the Cooper Rush spot.
Oh yeah.
Now, I am actually. We are out of fab in Mega Power Land because we spent it all. We had to get a second quarterback while Dak is out. But I am encouraged by Cooper Rush. One, he is trusted to throw the ball a decent amount, and two, they can't run the ball at all.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I need Cooper Rush. Like Cooper, give me 15. Just give me 15. Let me be on my way. All right. I'm going Mega Powers. All right. Next, let's go to Wake Forest. Yes, Cross
Yes.
Vegas. Let's actually go to Cross Vegas. Let's go with the 4-5 Lumberjacks season. This could be. Oh, I consider my game against the Senators a must win. I also consider this one a must win for what's happening in the future on the schedule. You got to win these games, so I consider this a must win for the Lumberjacks. Take it away, Detroit.
All right. So looking at these rosters for the Lumberjacks, I wanted to touch on Chase Brown. He had a huge game last week. However, he scored 27 points. But
Yeah,
didn't they just acquire
Khalil
gosh,
Herbert.
yes.
I really regret not letting you take a shot at that first
Yeah,
name right
thank
there.
thank you so much. So
Kelly
right now,
Hilly.
So right now they do have Chase Brown still projected to get 16 points. He's been averaging 14 on the season. Do you think he goes over? I do not.
I am going under
Alrighty.
because what I said, Baltimore Ravens are a pass funnel. They can stop the run. I think this will happen in this game.
As for the gamblers, looking at his roster, it aggravates me to death when people have team players in there that are not even playing.
I
Uh,
noticed
it just aggravates me to no end.
irks.
Um, I won't touch on Bo Nix because I can't stand that guy. How about
You can't stand Bo
Xavier?
Nix.
No, you
Do
didn't
you
know
not like
that?
Bo Nix?
I know it's just shocking, right?
I've
Let's.
never heard anybody have a
I
strong opinion on Bo Nix.
can't stand the guy. I think he's whatever. How about
Bo Nix.
Xavier Worthy? He's been a little bit, not what everyone thought he was going to be. He hasn't really done too much. He's averaging about 10 points a game, and that's what they project this week against Denver. And I think Denver's defense has been pretty decent,
It is
except for last week when the Ravens crushed them.
the classic Detroit timing right there. Um, I'm going to go over this because if you watch that game versus Tampa, he had an easy walk-in touchdown that he did not realize where he was on the field and just stepped out. Like it was so crazy. And then they went to him again and he
Yeah.
had a mistake. So if they try to instill the confidence, if you have Sertan on Hopkins and things like that, if they're trying to instill the confidence, I think he may get a couple good looks early, and that might be enough because he is that explosive. So let me get the over on Worthy.
All right. So with those two players that the gamblers don't have in their lineup, I have to assume it's
It'd
going
be
to be
even
pretty
again.
pretty
Yeah.
even. Uh, it's weird because I look at the Lumberjacks and I'm like, all right, they have the advantages at all the skill positions, but then you look at their quarterbacks, Bryce Young and Joe Flacco. It's a little hard to pick a team when they have those two quarterbacks. But you look at the other team, they got Bo Nix and Daniel Jones. So I'm gonna go with the Lumberjacks. I think they're gonna get to 500 and try to make a late playoff push here. And they may try to make a deal. I could see them being a team.
You could.
Yeah, okay.
You can imagine. All right, Lumberjacks. Going with the Lumberjacks. Okay, let's read what we have here. Oh, this one may be a little bit of a different tone from the Zenful
Oh,
one.
well.
Last week caused some deep retrospection with the Nakati Zen Masters. During my meditation sessions, I could not shake the feeling that it is possible that the gamblers who I have maligned and talked down to could possibly be a better team at this current moment in this specific realm of time. Looking at the season, I am befuddled at the fact that they have outscored me by 61 points when I drafted circles around them just a mere 3 months ago. I cannot
That's
believe that
definitely
Bo
Matt.
Nix is competent. I cannot believe that Bo Nix is competent and seems to actually know how to play the game of football. With that being said, I have found the inner chi to know that this could not be true. So give me the Lumberjacks. So smash the Gamblers this week and put me back in my beautiful right state of mind.
That is definitely Matt. Word for word right
Who
there,
else could
buddy.
it be? Who else talks like that?
I
That's the
mean,
only one that
that's
would
what I'm
possibly
saying.
say that. Yeah.
It's amazing. All righty.
Who did you pick?
Oh, I took.
Who
You
did you
think
pick?
I
Do
took the
you remember who
lumberjack?
you picked?
I took the lumber.
Okay.
I said they're going to get the 500 and make a trade,
Okay. All right. I was
and then
distracted
you
by
then you made fun of me
Matt's
for.
message for the trade. Matt, he caught me
Uh,
off guard. I tried to read ahead a little bit. It threw me off. I'm picking the Lumberjacks as well to get the 5-5. All right. All right. Our week 10 game of
this is a
the
good.
week. Went a little game show there. I love this game of the week. It's one of my favorites that we've had in a long time.
Yeah, this is a good one.
The 7-2 Dobermans going to Kanawha County to take on the 6-3 Kings. It is only a 6-point spread at the moment.
Yeah, this is a good one because the Dobermans have been playing. I mean, great. Obviously, they're 7-2, but they haven't had CMC all year. So now he comes back. He's projected 19 points. That seems like a lot to me for coming back in your first game. I feel like there would be a little load management. However, no, I'm gonna go under. I think he won't get the 19 points, but what do you say?
Under for the same reason.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
would never suggest copying your thoughts, but I have no clue. I don't see Kyle as careful as they have seemed with this injury, and
Yeah.
as long as they've waited, I couldn't imagine just like, and Jordan Mason's looked fine. Um, the Garindo, whatever, has looked fine when he's got some touches. It would seem quite unnecessary to just unload CMC right now. So
Yeah.
get the under. I know it's a welcome sight to the Dobermans to have CMC back, but I'm going to go under on this particular week.
All right. As for the Kings, let's go with the number one pick of the draft, Arvison Harrison Jr. He's,
Harbison.
I mean, he's had what, three really good games, I
Yep.
guess. He's averaging 11 points a game. They project him with 12 points this week. If let me look in his 9 games, he's done that 4 times. Okay.
Yep.
So do you see him going over 12 points against the New York Jets?
I am surprisingly, and this seems like a pretty easy layup for under because it's Sauce and the Jets defense and all that. But I'm going to go over because it seems like every time that we get down on this pick, because in redraft you took him in the first round and you really shouldn't have. That was a huge gamble to take a rookie wide receiver in the first round of a redraft league. But every single time that he gets majorly doubted on, he has a big game. So
Yeah.
I do think it's going to happen again. He's had a solid rookie season. He's almost a wide receiver too. Our expectations have gotten bloated on what a great rookie wide receiver season is because of recent successes. He's been fine. I'm gonna go over on this.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go over also. I think they're gonna target him uh, a good amount, and I think he might actually get a touchdown this week. I know everyone talks about Sauce Gardner, but I think they're gonna find a way to get him the ball in the end zone. So I'm gonna go over. And as for my pick, I'm gonna stick with my boy. I respect the man because if it wasn't for him, I'd be the oldest guy in this league. So us old folks have to stick together. I'm going with the Dobermans.
All right, let's see. Let's see here. The Zinful one. All right. Looking at his picks here. Nothing pained me greater in the draft than watching the Dobermans rush up to the podium with lust in their eyes as they took my beloved Brian Thomas Jr. Right after me. I have been mourning that mistake every day since. I will eventually overpay to trade for this player and get him on my team. Book that. With that being said, Doberman's role here impressively, very shocking. Kings will fall to 6-4, and hopefully they can correct it for the midseason or the late season push. Me personally, that's not my feelings at all. Me personally, I like the Kings matchups. I think it's going to be interesting to see what ETN does because that is a huge trade rumor. Well, no, not now, but in the future, that's a future. So I want to see what he does versus Minnesota. But I do like the Kings to get the upset win. All right. Thanks to the Zenful one for those notes. They keep getting, you did it
Yes.
last week. They keep getting better and better this week. I absolutely can't believe it. I've never even heard them hardly talk
Yeah.
like that, but it was very well thought out and,
Yeah. Thank you,
very
Matthew.
insightful. Very insightful. So looking at the NFL picks real quick as we stop sharing, I'm still just in shock over the, the deepness of those words. Really thought out. Um,
I've never heard
looking at
anyone
the
describe Matt's words like that. So, all
I
right.
know it shocked me. Sometimes people are just magic with the pen. Um, looking at Matt's picks, he has the Jets. No, he doesn't.
That's
He has the
you know.
Buffalo Bills. That was his picks last week. He has the Buffalo Bills at minus 3.5. And then his over under, he has Miami and the Rams going over 50.
All right. I am going to go with, I almost made a call here on the fly. Am I allowed to do that?
You are allowed to do that.
All right. I originally had Arizona even over the Jets. I'm going to flip that. I'm going to go
Okay.
Jets over Arizona.
This is genius. Okay.
I know, right? You like that?
Is it because I just said Jets accidentally and it was a sign?
Yeah,
The
maybe.
signs.
Oh, signs.
The signs.
The Jets are now the sign. All right.
Bookie.
Anyways, as for my over under, I'm going the Niners and Bucks. I'm going under 50 and a half. I don't think this is going to be as high scoring as the odds makers think they are. Uh, and I want to close with it's great to be back. Let's go Lions. Everybody keep your head up. I know this is a good week for some and a bad week for others. We won't discuss that subject. But anyways, I love you all. Brett, you suck.
All right. Looking at this, Pittsburgh is coming off a bye, and they are going to Washington to take on Jaden Daniels. I don't know that Jaden Daniels has seen a defense like this yet. And the closest thing I can think of is the Bears, and he did kind of struggle until a Hail Mary, kind of bailed him out of that game. So give me the Steelers getting 2.5. And then I actually am going the opposite of you on the Tampa Bay game. I don't think Tampa can stop anybody. And I think they're going to have to, they showed last week they could play with high pace. So give me that over 15.5. And now that's it. So next week is a huge episode. We'll, of course, have the week 9 or week 10 results, and it is the trade deadline episode. So all the trades that have happened, we'll go over. Hopefully, we may get 1 or 2 live ones while we're recording. But that's it, brother. And we did
All
our
right.
45-minute show in an hour. So that's nice. So for the Zenful Matt Smith, for Jonathan Detroit Haynes, I'm Brett Steele, and we will see you here next week right here on the KDFL Dynasty Football Podcast.